Hi guys, Mons here. On this episode of Ball in Mons, we're going to be. Hi guys, Mons here. On this episode of Ball in Mons, we're going to be looking at the League of Ireland Game Week 5. Just before I get started, if you haven't subscribed to my channel so far, please make sure you hit on subscribe button. And if you're already subscribed, thank you very much for the continued support. So let me just get started. Last week, my risky pick alert Dundalk got the bricks beaten off them. So now I'm 1-2 in the risky pick alert since the League of Ireland started. One win and two losses. This week, there's no risky pick alert because I literally I couldn't find any in any of these fixtures. So this week is null and void. I'm not going to do a risky pick alert for this week in the League of Ireland. So if you're new on my channel, what I do is I go through the fixtures, I give my picks, and then I go through the rationale behind my picks. So Galway versus Dundalk, I'm going for Dundalk in this one. Waterford versus Bows, I'm going for Bows in this one. Shelburne versus St. Pat's, I'm going for Shelburne in this one. Shamrock Rovers versus Derry, I'm going for Shamrock Rovers in this one. Sligo Rovers versus Drogheda, I'm going for Drogheda in this one. So, at the moment, for this pick, I'm rolling with Dundalk this weekend. I know they suffered a heavy loss to St. Pat's last Friday night. However, I'm rolling with them this weekend. Galway for me. Galway got their first win, but I think Dundalk offers more going forward. I think Dundalk offensively are better, and I think they're going to score a couple of goals against Galway this weekend. And I think they're going to beat Galway this weekend. That could technically go down my risky pick alert because Dundalk are a newly promoted team, and Galway have been in the league for the last couple of seasons. Risky pick alert. My risky pick alert for this week. I'm going for Dundalk to beat Galway. So that's my risky pick alert for this week. Blues versus the Blues. Waterford versus Bows. I'm going for Bows in this one. I hate picking against the Blues, but I have to roll with Bows in this one. Bows have been the best team in the league so far this season. And the guy Colin Whelan is banging in some amount of goals. Bows had a very, very impressive win against Shamrock Rovers just the week just gone. However, the Blues were up 2-0 against Derry and they end up losing 4-2. So to me, that's simply not acceptable. And I think the Blues just need to be careful this season. Every single season they get dragged into the relegation battle. One of the season they're gonna go down if they keep this up, in my opinion. But I'm rolling with Bows for this game. And Bows as well. I think they're undefeated as well this season so far. So the next game is Shelburne versus St. Pat's. I'm going for Shelburne in this one. Shelburne had a good win. They were down 1-0. They came back to win 2-1 against Drogheda, away at Drogheda. That's always a very tough place to go. But Shels saw through. And for me, offensively, I think Shelburne are very, very good. And I think they're gonna have too much for St. Pat's. St. Pat's had a very, very good win Monday night. Close win 1-0 win Monday night. And the week before, the Friday night before, and they battered Dundalk. But I'm rolling with Shelburne in this game. I think Shelburne have too much for them going forward. I'm rolling with Shelburne in this game, in my opinion. Shamrock Rovers versus Derry. Shamrock Rovers, the team I picked to win it all. Like I said, I think they're in terms of offense, offensively, Shamrock Rovers are a tier or two below. Offensively, Shamrock Rovers are a tier or two above all the other League of Ireland team, in my opinion. From the starting 11 and to the bench, in my opinion, Shamrock Rovers are head and shoulders above everyone else. However, they need to prove that on the pitch, not just on the team sheet. And last week, they suffered a defeat to Bows, the Dublin rival, the Dublin Derby. They suffered a defeat, and they have to come back and win this one. Derry won't be easy because Derry would be probably the second or maybe third favourite to win the league this season. And Derry had a good win. They had a good win against the Blues in Brandywell. But what I would say is I think Rovers need to start kicking on. Rovers are notoriously known for having a slow start to the season, but they can't afford that this season because I think if they do that this season, I think Bows are going to go too far ahead of them. I think Shell's going to start picking up points. And I think if Derry win this one, I think Derry are going to have the psychological advantage over them. That's why I think Rovers need to beat Derry. And I'm rolling with Rovers in this one. Sligo versus Drogheda. I'm going with Drogheda in this one. Sligo are on 1 point so far from 4 games. I think they're relegation candidates. That's my prediction before the start of the season. I think Drogheda will be too much for them to handle, and I think Drogheda are going to win this one convincingly, in my opinion. Thank you for making the end of my video. If you have any suggestion, if you have any of your picks, anything like that, please make sure you drop it in the comment section below. I do appreciate all the comments. I appreciate all the views. I appreciate everything. I appreciate the support, continued support from everyone. And also, what I would also say is don't I would also say don't sleep on Shelburne this season. I wouldn't be sleeping on Shelburne this. I know that they haven't had a great start, but Shelburne are going to start picking up points, and Rovers can't afford to go too far behind. Bows have had a flying start so far. They're undefeated in the league, so it's going to be very interesting this year. I'm really looking forward to the whole season this year. It's going to be very, very interesting year. Thank you very much, and also don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Peace out.